So today is Monday, and I thought today would be a good day for reflection and review of everything that happened yesterday. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the little challenge I did yesterday. I personally thought it went very well. I even got one new subscriber from the video, which I thought was fun. I still need people to comment on it and then give me challenges for the next weekend, but I think that'll come in time, and if not, I have a challenge prepared. But I thought it went over very well, and it was a fun little experience. I was definitely a bit buzzed for a few hours after I did that, and it made editing the video a bit harder, especially I was trying to get the video edited before the USA-Mexico game later that day. But it went over very well, and I did have some very gnarly toilet experiences later that day from all those mixes together of stuff. It was not fun. It was not fun, and I bet I'm still gonna have some today. But I think it was worthwhile, and I enjoyed making the video. It took about 20 minutes of my time getting all the stuff. And I even made the other video about it going to the store the day before to get some of the stuff. So I think it was worth it. It was fun, and I got some content out of it. And this is like, I know I'm trying to say like, oh, these are the stuff I want to do, like my daily life. It's just like, if I'm not doing anything, I've always been wanting like, okay, let's make a challenge out of something. And that's always kind of how I've been. So what I really want to talk about is more about the review of the USA-Mexico game. The USA sadly lost 2-1 to Mexico. And kind of deserved loss, kind of whatever, but I want to talk about that game. So the game started off great. Chris Richards got a cross that went into the net in like the third, fourth minute. It debatably went over the line, debatably didn't, but come on, CONCACAF. We need goal line technology in a final. I know you want to be cheap. I know you've always been cheap, but we got to pay for goal line technology in a final. You got to pay for goal line technology. So then, after the Chris Richards goal, Mexico started dominating the ball, and we're getting a lot of chances. And towards the end of the first half, they scored, and it was 1-1 going into halftime. And then second half, Mexico scores another goal off a free kick that people are like, oh, he was offside, I'm like, nah, if you look at the replay, he was onside. It's not that big of a deal. USA lost. So I only have one big issue when it comes to like the refereeing for the game, and that is when the Mexico player fell over in the box and his hand, while like out, fell on the ball. So I get it, it's a natural position. They kind of want to like get away from like, oh, calling handballs in natural positions. And usually I'd be okay with that. I'd be like, okay, he fell on the ball in natural position. The issue I have with it is once he fell on the ball with his hand out, he brought the ball into him and then kicked it out. If he just fell on the ball and then like someone else kicked it away, if his hand fell on the ball and someone else kicked it away, sure, that's fine, whatever. It's just the fact that he brought it in, his hand brought the ball back into him. So that's like my only big one. I thought the referee kind of let the game play. There's some iffy calls, but the U.S. deserved to lose the game. So the only player that really impressed me in the Gold Cup is Chris Richards. And Chris Richards, realistically, I think maybe deserves the captaincy in the 2026 World Cup. Dominant center back, plays for Crystal Palace, and I think he showed it's like, hey, I belong here. I'll do anything for the U.S. And he showed he's belonged before, but he's like, I'll do anything for the United States. The striker, Agamong, I don't think had a good tournament. And I think the hate towards him is unnecessary. He had a bad tournament, but it's also like, we don't want to put down our players. You got to have a limit. You could say he had a bad tournament, but don't say he has like the touch of like a 2-year-old toddler. Okay, he had a bad tournament. It happens. People were hating on Sebastian Berhalter as well. I mean, everyone had a bad game against Mexico, but I thought Berhalter had a good tournament. He had a good touch. Who else? Tyler Adams. He's gonna be on the team in 2026, but I don't like. He seemed off this entire tournament. But my big thing I really want to talk about is Mauricio Pochettino. I am a Tottenham Hotspur supporter. I loved the Pochettino hire. because Poch did really well at Spurs. He didn't win a trophy, but he did really well at Spurs. And frankly, I've been very, very, very disappointed with how Pochettino has managed the United States. It seems like he doesn't really care half the time, like going to charity events. He doesn't communicate with players outside of the international windows. He's not going to games. And I think he's already starting to burn a lot of bridges with some of the players that, didn't go to the Gold Cup, which that's a whole nother thing entirely, which honestly I think they should have gone to the Gold Cup. But Poch said in an interview this morning or last night that when asked about those players, he said, "What players?" It's just like, dude, you can't do that. Like, you need the Pulisic's, you need the you need the Weston McKennies, you need the Robinsons, you need the Dests of the world to be on this team. You can't just disregard them because they didn't come to this tournament. So if he continues to talk shit about these players, then I'm worried US is not going to do well in the World Cup in 2026. I would hope the US makes the quarterfinals in 2026. We're at home. It should be something we strive for. But if he continues to blacklist these players and kind of subtly talk shit about them, I wouldn't be surprised if the Federation, who I don't really like as well, decides, what, in March you're done. We'll get someone else for the World Cup. So originally I was gonna end the video after my little reflection on the USA game, but then my mom came over and I was like, "Oh, could you walk the dog that I'm dog sitting?" I'm like, "Sure, I gotcha." He just did a little pee-pee there, nothing too bad. And I was like, "I gotcha." And he's just the cutest little dog in the world. He's always happy, he's always smiling. And he doesn't do much. He goes on walks, he shits, pees, and poops. I guess shits and poops are the same thing, but he shits, pees, and eats and sleeps. Very relaxing dog. Such a cute dog. He's awesome. I don't know how this happened. But we got a fallen soldier on the ground. May he or she or they rest in peace. I was thinking about it, and I wanted to end this video by saying I've actually really enjoyed making all these videos in the past 5 days. I don't really plan on anything other than the video I made, the Sunday challenge video. And I think it's just fun. I'm not trying to do anything about it. I think it's just fun. If I have a thought, let's just say the thought. If I have a thought, let's just go over that thought. I'm not really planning anything about these videos. I'm just going through my day, saying a few things I want and posting it. I don't expect to get anything out of this, but I think it's very fun and I think it's very enjoyable. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow.